Air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, has always been responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago, and now the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar. But the world is met with silence. 5 young heroes stopped a secret Fire Nation invasion on their way to deliver the news of the air nomad genocide to Ba Sing Se. Now the world knows of the loss of the air nomads, and both the water tribes and the Earth Kingdom prepare for all-out war. But as harmony is dissolved, our young heroes need to address the agitated spirits and bring peace back to the world. Welcome to another episode of the Flying Bison Podcast. I am your GM, Justin Nita. I am joined by all of my players once again. We've got Johnny Button,
so
Danny
good to
Wickman.
Be here.
Yes, Danny Wickman.
Hi.
Steve Durgan. Lovely energy. Keep it up. Keep it
Johnny
up. Danny
started off so strong. Just immediately brought it down.
We heard from Steve Durgan, Nick Coplin,
hey,
and Monroe Hayden.
Hey.
I just went clockwise around. That was why I went in that order. That's what I see for you. If you hear me and Johnny coughing a bit more, making strange sounds, Johnny and I are severely dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've both caught this norovirus that's going around. And I feel miserable. I feel absolutely miserable right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here, and it's okay. We're here. I'm taking a moment to just tell a little story, and hopefully it'll be coherent and make sense. But please, no talk of food this entire episode. I don't want any food mentioned at all.
Honestly, though.
On that, what's your favorite comfort sick food?
okay.
No,
What the heck?
what? Why are you doing this to yourself?
This is a roller coaster. I have trust issues.
I'll preface it. I have been eating saltine crackers for like 3 days straight, and I finally just yesterday was like, I want some real GD food, please. And I got something that I often got when I was sick, which was miso soup and tekkemaki. And I'm just realizing now why only sometimes my parents let me get tekkemaki is I bought it and Abby brought it up to me and she's like, wow, you're really gambling with eating raw fish on a stomach bug. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess that is kind of not, huh. All right.
Yeah, it's good for you.
But it's a good old-fashioned game of Russian roulette.
That's Japanese roulette. This is
Japanese roulette. Yeah. But I just I don't know. I ate that so much growing up when I was sick. My dad would make me miso soup, and sometimes he would get me tekkemaki as well. It's just like a really comforting food. It's pretty bland, honestly, too, as raw fish goes.
Yeah, for me, it is saltines are right up there for me too. But I think it's like orange or lime jello has always been my I need this when I'm sick.
Yeah. Orange and lime jello, interesting.
Yeah.
This is good amount of sugar, not too much, but a good amount of sugar to help you burn through a fever or something. It's good.
Yeah, and sorry, I was just gonna say the other trick with orange or lime jello is that if it does come back up, it makes the taste
my god,
less terrible.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
That's reality, guys.
Life hacks.
This is true wisdom, right? This is extracted from generations.
This is lived wisdom.
Family.
This is not.
This is practical knowledge.
This isn't philosophy. This is practice.
Well, wait. Do we count wisdom as the practical application of knowledge, or as
Wisdom is whatever you decide it is right now, Nick. You get to decide for all of humanity in all time.
That's what you make it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's make it rock.
All right, I've decided. I'm just not going to tell anybody.
Very wise.
Gatekeeping is what we do here.
Truth keeping, actually. My family, we always just did ramen, pack ramen. With spam.
Spam.
Green onion. Not always spam, because sometimes you can't handle the protein. But,
Processed meat, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the processing kind of makes it go down smoother.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm sure somebody will disagree with me on that. It's probably not true.
You know what the doctors say? The more processed, the better for your body.
It's true. Yeah, they do say that.
Some doctor said that somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, we can find those studies funded by...
You smoke a pack of cigarettes a day as a pregnant woman, your baby will be as healthy as can be.
Holy.
I was going to say the thing.
This study brought to you by...
Put a little hair dryer in your mouth to kill COVID. You guys remember that?
Oh,
no.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Put it on high.
Like trending on TikTok.
And let it
Oh,
that's dangerous.
the
Don't do
people
that,
were
listeners.
But it's told from a nurse. So obviously it's...
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay.
Look.
yeah. COVID can't live if you also bake yourself alive. So
From the mouth.
Just hop in an oven.
I'm gonna say something. I don't know if it correlates or aligns. That's what I'm looking for. Aligns with Nick's wisdom,
which is secret.
You won't ever know, actually.
I won't ever know. But I'm just gonna say it, and maybe I'll look to Nick to see if he nods or not. But anybody of any profession can be stupid.
Yes.
Well, that's just a fact. That's not...
1,000%.
It doesn't matter.
Anyone, anywhere.
Yep. So just remember that.
Yeah. A degree does not correlate to intelligence in either direction.
It doesn't. I think this connects to the basic
age.
premise that the world is not just. You know?
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just not. It's not that sorted out yet for someone to be like, yeah, we can totally depend on the mere fact of your degree or your profession. Yeah, straighten you out.
Oh man. Anyone else? Anything when you're sick, you're like, I just gotta eat this.
I have two favorites: salt and vinegar chips,
Okay.
and I feel like it helps with the coating because whenever I get sick, I always have my throat gets dry, and then it gets itchy. So the chips kind of help do that, and then in terms of any actual food, it's matzo ball soup. My family.
Okay. Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you say the salt and vinegar chips, because when my 2-year-old was sick last week, that was the only thing she wanted to eat. So I think that's probably going to be her comfort food too.
Her comfort food too. That's
it's also weirdly I can't really. It's not that I can't taste, because it's not like I have COVID all the time every time I get sick. But it's just that there's certain tastes that you're more dull to. But for some reason, the salt and vinegar chips just hit it for me.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, usually when you're stuffed up, you're less able to taste.
If you're congested, then
Yeah. It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Everything is connected.
It's like
I
we're
I see the lines.
that I've never really discerned a difference for myself between eating any food or any other particular food when I'm sick or when I'm not sick. So whenever I'm sick, I just eat whatever I have, and I'm usually okay. And I also only get sick once every 2 or 3 years. So
food is your comfort food.
Food is your comfort food.
Yeah, I think I just like to eat. So
Oh my god.
I
like
that that tracks so much with what I know about you, Steve.
I'm like, I feel terrible. That looks good. And
Steak.
people could tell me it's not good for me. I don't know. So far, I haven't suffered that I can figure out.
You both love food. You also hate wasting food. And I feel like those two confluences of things when you're sick, you're like, I don't really care. I'm just going to eat whatever is here.
Yeah. I mean, whatever my stomach feelings are, the principle of do not waste overrides. So
Wow.
It also overrides personal taste. So like if I hate something, but someone's about to throw it out, I'll eat it.
You'll eat it.
So
Steve, your stomach is stronger than mine.
I'm with
I was called the human garbage disposal by some people in undergrad. Nice.
I'm trying to decide. Maybe we'll have to save this for another time. Maybe I'll tease it. But I just got it. Speaking of our undergrad, I got an email that our undergrad is closing.
Yep.
Officially,
which
it's happening?
Is wild to me. We'll save that for another time. If you want to, we have to talk.
There's a lot.
There's a whole
drop.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's an entire story arc that we'd have to get into.
I was going to ask you, Steve, if you had read that email, but it sounds like you had not. We will talk about that.
Didn't make it to me. Yeah.
Well, today I think it's the first day I'm like feeling better, which is nice, which is one of the only reasons I was like, let's just pop up and record an episode. Steve, do you have any words for our listeners?
Yeah.
Speaking of food that goes down the palate, good.
Why are you going to set me up like that? I have no idea how to make this relevant to food at all. If you
talk about how tasty everything is.
Yeah, it's tasty. Yeah, maybe I'll scrumptious.
You know it's real tasty, whether you're sick or not. The White Lotus.
Oh my God.
No, I mean we did some changes to our Patreon stuff that we're really excited about, and I think we forgot to tell y'all that we brought down the White Lotus rate to make it more accessible. We wanted to give even more stuff away at that level. So if you haven't looked at it yet, I'll just give you a little sneak peek. When you do join at the White Lotus level, you get a verbal producer credit in every episode. You'll get a biannual gift from us. Could be a sticker, a poster, a t-shirt, something else.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Yeah.
It's a surprise.
You get exclusive access to polls that will shape the destiny of the four nations. So basically, Justin will allow you to influence his GM prep in between selected episodes, which is pretty cool. And you can even send us an audio recording of a question, and we'll feature it on an upcoming Behind the Bison. And of course, it still has the 20% White Lotus discount rate at our merch store. And of course, all the perks from the previous tiers. So just thought we would let you know that we've purdied up some stuff and tried to bring it down as far as what we ask of any supporters before we give that away.
Amazing.
So thank you so much for everyone who supports us. And we're excited about the Patreon changes and hope that you love them too.
Thank you. And I did want to say thank you to everyone who filled out our survey. That information is super, super helpful as we go forward. So thank you so much if you took the time to take that. All right. Should we do a little recap?
Yes, please.
Yes. That's a good way to start.
It's always a good way. Last week on the Flying Bison Podcast, you all left Wan Shi Tong's spirit library, but the crew separated for a few months. Osa went to his family town and then to the Eastern Air Temple, while the other four stopped in Ba Sing Se briefly before leaving to track down the dragon they encountered in the arena. Osa began studying how to detach himself from the mortal world in an attempt to get his airbending back, and while the launchers found their dragon, the dragon needed to leave to take care of a number of attacks into one of their ancestral homes. Meanwhile, Ren got a letter from Gimo that he had left the Song family and the Kyoshi warriors and is now hiding out in Wolf Cove with the rest of Ren's extended family. We are going to open tonight on a mountain. Hear the wind whistling in the background, trees and the leaves fluttering, until we zoom into a spire on one of these mountains, these towers, to see a lone figure just cross-legged, meditating. And Osa, as you are meditating, your mind is assaulted with a number of visions. And I will not be making you mark a destiny track because this is partly a way to get you all back together. But you You see just like a flash of images in front of you. You see the launchers, and they're both like falling down a crevice next to like a boiling magma volcano. And then it cuts, and you see like a dragon that has its mouth open, and it is breathing a torrent of fire that seems to encompass Ren. And you see both, and then it cuts, and you see Rue and Liko, and they're tied up with like bolas, preventing them from move as they're just screaming and watching the launchers fall down into this crevice. And then it also cuts, and this one doesn't have any of the same sort of setting that any of those other three things had. You see a cage crackling with dark purple energy. And as it zooms in closer, you see the form of Hwashu. And every now and then it'll touch the cage to try to escape. And a jolt of spiritual energy jumps off of the cage, touches Hwashu. And you see yourself. You're like standing now above yourself looking at this. And you see that whenever Hwashu touches this cage, the marks start to grow up and up and up and up. Until all of your airbending tattoos are this dark, necrotic flesh. And then you see an island. Looks like it's somewhere in the Fire Nation. And you know that is where you need to go. And when you come out, you look down at your hands, and your tattoos are fully necrotic.
I take a moment and I kind of take that in. To an outside observer, it would probably seem like I'm just staring at my arms for an inordinately long time. But I get up and I go and I find one of the storage rooms where there are some medical like triage type supplies. I know there's bandages in there. And I take the time to wrap my arms and my neck and the top of my head, everywhere where any of this necrosis might be potentially visible, is now wrapped halfway to a mummy at this point. And then I find the gray robes that I got from the White Lotus, and I put those on over the bandages. And I go and I tell Chad to fly back to the White Lotus. It's time for you to go back. And I kind of just shoo him off. And I pick up my pack and I head down the mountain.
Sure you're gonna be good, bro?
I'll be all right. I just dap him up and then send him on his way.
Brosa.
And you see the leopard eagle go flying off. And you make your way down the mountain. And again, this doesn't have to be like right at the end of that 2 months. At some point, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you took some texts with you, and you're studying and meditating more along the way.
One other thing I do want to do before I leave the temple is I had that staff that looked like a glider but wasn't for a while now.
Yeah.
But if I can find an intact glider, I'm going to trade out that staff for a glider now that I can bend again.
I think you can. Yep.
Cool. So yeah, I'd be continuing to study, like you said, along the way and just making my way to that island.
Wonderful. Well, then we cut to an island in the Fire Nation as the four of you are deciding what to do next.
So, any ideas?
Go fight dragon hunters.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at.
Ren?
I agree. But I'm curious. Che, do you know what the dragon will teach you?
No.
I mean, I don't doubt him. He's a dragon. I was just wondering.
I don't really know. I haven't really made progress on the lava stuff. Actually, I kind of just did
except
more.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good sign. And I'd really like to get that under control before we fight anybody else. Like before we fight somebody actually like intimidating and powerful. You know.
Okay.
And dust these dragon hunters.
No doubt.
Maybe we should send something to Osa. That way he knows where we're going.
Yeah.
Do we know where to send it?
I don't even know where he is.
Maybe we can leave something here.
He's taking a long time.
Ren, you've done some spirit stuff. Could you do the thing where he like left a message? Remember that? You're in the
probably
swamp
not.
Okay. Could you like spirit walk over to him and like, hey?
I'm pretty sure I move just as slow in the spirit world as in this one. And if he's not in the spirit world, when I'm in the spirit world, I think, well, maybe he would sense me. He's really sensitive like that. I don't think
sensitive.
I should do that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we don't need, if we don't need to mess with spirit stuff, we shouldn't. But it's also not just for me, the whole dragon thing. And he turns to Rosic. Rosic, I really feel like you could gain a lot from learning from, the original firebenders.
Oh. No, yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was going to, like, throw in the possibility. I was going to be like, hey, Mr. Dragon, man. You want to teach me too? And we'll just see how that goes. But
it's a strong, solid pitch.
I think I'll take you very seriously.
Yeah. You're really selling it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll like light a piece of paper on fire and be like, look at that. I've got potential.
Rosic,
all right, well,
in all seriousness,
I
think the dragon is very perceptive and he'll see who you are. He'll know that he can train you.
Okay. Rosic just sort of nods like, well, let's stop these dragons from being hunted.
Yeah
that's what I'd like to do.
And I bet Rue likes this idea a lot.
So I guess as we're like preparing to leave, Liko is going to I'm gonna like mark a few trees and try to do my best to like
leave a trail of breadcrumbs, basically? Or?
Is there like a sign of the dragon hunters? Like any type of sigil or anything like that?
Probably. Yeah. Dragon hunting probably wouldn't know. I can't imagine any of you would know it. Dragon hunting is like it is what basically right? It's like what like the rich and the powerful do in the Fire Nation to prove that they are powerful.
Wasn't Rue rescued from dragon hunters? So
yeah,
we would have interacted with dragon hunters at that point.
Yeah, you might have seen it. Sure.
General, she was also a dragon.
Okay,
yeah, it's true. And Psychon.
Yeah,
all right,
so
sure.
she'll draw the symbol and then draw like an X on it.
What is the symbol?
I get to create it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jeez. I want it to be. I have no idea why you put this on me.
Or
Flame emoji plus angry face.
No emojis. Could it be an Ouroboros but with a dragon?
Ooh.
that's kind of fun.
Want it something easy to
And
draw,
maybe with
though.
like,
Or perfectly pretty.
well, that's just a dragon, but like in a circle. And then I would say like a spear through the head, like skewering both ends together.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, maybe it could be
Terrible.
like something simple, like one of those, like an S-shaped dragon. It's kind of easy to draw.
Yeah.
With that spear going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Ooh, oh yeah, kind of like the opposite of a healing rod.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's like the Blue
It's all like
Cross.
the serpent is like all untangled from it, and
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's very good, Monroe.
so
Yeah, you draw
That's
this.
why we put this on you, Monroe. That's why.
yeah, she'll leave it on like a few trees because they were able to write him a few times to let him know where they were headed. They just don't know where to write him now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's funny because before you take off, there is a ferry that comes up. You see a bunch of
Those exist here.
people getting off. Yeah.
Not that kind of fairy, Danny.
Oh,
Not for cars.
F-E-R-R-Y?
like a ferryman. I was
Oh.
very confused.
What did you think
I
I
was
meant? What other
like,
ferry
I'm
is that?
confused.
I was like, where are
Like a
we?
boat?
Like a pixie?
What
I'm
are you
so
thinking?
confused by what
F-E-R-R-Y.
Danny could have been thinking.
What, Danny?
Like a
no,
boat.
hang on. We're
Like a
stopping
boat.
this right. Yes, that's what a ferry is, Danny.
Oh, that like freaking Tinkerbell just showed up. I'm like, whoa.
The Fairly Odd Parents.
I gave you way too much
It's
credit.
Rico.
Oh my!
Who
A,
did you talk to?
a boat taxi.
A boat. There you go. That's what they're called.
Boat taxi.
It's like
Comes
from
up.
Michigan to Wisconsin. It's a boat taxi. What do other people call them?
Lets off a bunch of people, and you see a figure that is wearing very familiar robes, except that most of their hands and feet and like their face is like bandaged up.
Yeah, not quite his
And-
face, but just like from his like
The top of his head,
eyebrows
yeah.
kind of up.
Yeah, so it's still concealed a
Having
little bit.
joke?
But this figure starts making their way towards you.
How big is this? We're talking like this small or like a gigantic?
Pretty tall. I mean, you can tell me.
Figure in the
I
sense
don't
of
know.
like a
You said
person.
fairy, so I was like, someone said fairy. I don't know
Okay,
who said
again.
it,
Boat taxi.
but someone said
brought
fairy, so I was
people.
like,
There are no fairies of that kind
oh,
here.
someone said it. I
Is it
can't
a
remember.
full-size
who-
person?
I heard it.
through the adventure.
Dan-
There's no
Danny,
going
and
back.
Danny and I both
There's no
thought that
going
Justin
back.
meant that. He did say fairy with a different spelling.
I said ferry, but I meant like a boat.
Yeah,
Not a ferry.
F-E-R-R-Y.
How
Come
is
on,
that
guys.
stopping all of you?
Back there. Okay. Sorry.
Do you give me 3 wishes?
Why is this the obstacle?
So it's a normal sized human being.
That got off with a bunch of other normal-sized human beings on a boat that just came to this island.
Just a bunch of
Excellent.
winged fake. I'm flooding out of the boat. We're like, oh god!
I mean, it wouldn't be as weird as the giant
That makes
wasp
sense.
spirit. But
You're
anyway,
still looking at me all weird. Like, what do you mean? Like,
it's a human-sized human?
okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
And as maybe you're just standing there, this figure gets closer to you, and you see that it is Osa.
Ren barrels forward,
Oh god.
but then hesitates to embrace Osa because it looks like he's injured or something. Are you okay?
Osa just kind of like in a very traditional airbendery way, like bows slightly and just, hello, Ren.
Did you get burned?
No, I'm fine.
You look like a mummy.
Do mummies exist in this world?
They do now, mother.
Well, if fairies don't fit,
Yeah.
No, I mean,
do not.
Chinese people mummified their remains in the past too, so I can't imagine there wouldn't be something at some point similar in the past.
Yeah, you look like my super, super, super dead ancestor. The one who's still in the basement of the Song Dynasty estate.
Oh,
I think his name was Tofim.
Oh no.
Okay. Like I said, I'm fine. Are we getting into an altercation with a dragon at some point here? What's going on,
no,
guys?
4 dragons.
4 dragons. Okay.
Yes.
I had a vision, and one was breathing fire on Ren.
Oh.
So let's just make sure we're making good choices.
Ren's face goes even more pale than usual.
Well, we're not historically great at that, but we'll try.
He advances after your bow into an awkward and delayed hug.
It is not reciprocated.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
How many people are around, Justin?
It's at this point, it's just the 5 of you. There's probably like people that are like, maybe vacationing here, visiting, but like no one's like stopping and standing around.
Okay. I needed to spend some time doing this, and I scoop up like a handful of dirt, and I just like twirl my finger over it and turn it, like make a little wind vortex that swirls the dirt up.
Wow.
Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it.
You found it.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Shay just runs up to Osa and like lifts him up. Like, just like, yeah, and just pulls him into the air.
He's a jolly good bender.
And yeah, we're just spinning him around a little bit.
Yeah, he just kind of like lets it happen for a minute and then like pats you on the back. Very like Tenzin in Legend of Korra moment. Like very like, okay, this is happening to me. Like,
Oh, sorry. I just got very excited.
It's just happening. There's no stopping it.
Yeah. It was a process, but I can bend again.
Cool. Wow.
That'll help.
Was it like harrowing? You seem kind of reserved about it.
There's no reason to be coy. There's a concept in airbending. It has to do with releasing earthly attachment. And so I spent some time doing that.
Is that why you don't give hugs anymore? Feels like a very literal earthly attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
You and I should probably talk, Ren.
Okay.
But
It was mostly a joke, but okay.
So do you guys want to talk now, or we're gonna go fight dragon hunters?
yeah, we'll all go do that.
We can be the 3 benders and Ren. I mean, 4 benders and Ren. Again, it's great.
Finally, our group has a name that is worthy.
The 4 benders and Ren.
Ren and the benders. Ren and the 4
The
elements.
renders.
Oh,
That's actually good.
that's a little zing.
Sticking with that one.
Or like instantly writes that in his book like 5 times.
No, just title your book with it. Dude.
Ren instantly grabs Rozik's book and then writes the copyright symbol equivalent next to it. Like, it's already going to be a play.
It's patented.
Ren's gonna make a play of our story. Call it Ren and the four elements.
I love it.
All right.
That's great.
I mean, we could talk on Rue. Are we wanting to fly?
Yeah, I think we have to. That island isn't
Yeah.
super close.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, what happened to Chad?
I sent him back to the
Okay.
White Lotus.
Good
Hopefully he
question,
made it.
Nico.
Oh yeah, no, that I totally forgot about Chad.
Wait, you... Oh, yeah, you walked and then ferried back? No
Mhm.
wonder.
Wait, yeah, you hoofed it all the way here?
Well, I I was at the Eastern Air Temple for like a month and a
That's not that
half.
far.
No, it's not. So then when I saw the island, I knew it was time to come and find you guys. But yeah, we good to go? We need anything else?
I think we're ready.
There you go.
Yep, let's go. Rico kind of looks at Osa a little funny because she knows that like there's no way he can just be the same because she's kind of done it too, but there's something off about him. And then like also the thing that he said that he had a vision of breathing fire onto Rosic. Ren onto
Ren.
Rosic. Ren the fire, sorry. Yeah. And yeah, so she's also has like experience with visions and stuff like that in the spirit world too. And to take that lightly. But yeah. So also if you feel any weird energy between us, it's there.
Yeah.
The mojo.
On the way to our destination, Rosic at some point will like find like just like bucket that looks unused and go to like a pump and fill it up with water, and he'll run over to Ren and give it to Ren. It's like, hey, hold this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for if something breathes fire on you. Imagine it'll help.
I'm supposed to hold a bucket of water indefinitely?
The entire time.
Until
I
You
say
see
Dragon
Shay just
breathes
laughing in the
fire on
background.
me.
Just
honestly, Ren, just to be safe, if it doesn't happen when we're fighting the dragon hunters, I say you keep holding on to it.
Just
Probably until
indefinitely?
you die. Yeah. Better safe than sorry, right? Or just soak yourself in water every day for the rest of your life. I don't know.
he actually bathes every day, so it's not.
No, but like soak your clothes
It's
too.
something he already does.
I'm
Oh,
very particular
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just really scared for you. Just never leave your home.
Ren puts a hand on Rosic and thanks
But
him.
at that moment,
And then once Rosic turns around in his saddle, we'll slowly tip the water bucket over the edge of Rue.
I was gonna say like at that moment I wanted Rico to walk by and like have like she's not even saying anything. She just walks by and like uses her bending to have the water splash into Rosic's face.
That's funny.
I'll take it because you can easily interrupt my slow, discreet tipping.
Yeah.
And then Rose like screams, "Yes, guys!" And he pulls up his hands and they're on fire. Where are they?
It's okay. We're just making sure you're ready too, buddy.
Oh, wow, thank you. Oh,
Yes.
God.
Quickly fixes, bud. Good job.
Oh. Rosa just keeps walking.
All right, you get on a room and you start making your way to where the dragon that told you their ancestral home is and where these dragon hunters are. Now, I feel like I have to ask this question. How are you approaching? You are on a dragon. And you have no information about how many people are there,
Yeah.
what's happening.
I was going
say
to say
we use
each of us
Rose bait.
just bend our elements as bombastically as possible to really announce our presence and come in.
A good call.
Yeah,
hard
like a
and
whole
fast.
presentation.
Oh God, it's the Avatar!
He's riding a dragon.
That would be great.
We make them believe Ren's the Avatar. That's how my vision comes true.
You know, guys, that was actually my plan. Like way back in season 1, I was like, we have 4 elements. Just like make me out to be the Avatar. I'll like raise my hand. You'll do some cool stuff.
I can't
But
believe
it
you
never
haven't
came
done
into
that
play
yet.
as a useful thing. I was not like, it
Yeah.
just never
We
was
have
like,
to
oh,
do
this
that at
is the
some
time.
point. That's
Yeah,
too
You have to do it at
please,
some point. Yeah.
please, yes.
We've
Yeah.
now unlocked the chance to do it again. We can become the
Avatar.
mighty, the Zord of of elements.
Yeah. It would be nice to like get a lay of the land and like be able to tell a bit about what we're up against. So
Okay.
we would
Yeah,
do
I
that.
think if that's what we're going for, Jay would suggest that we fly in low at night and try to land in a covered part of the island if we can find it, and then scout from there.
Good call.
On the journey, Justin, I think Ren will try to initiate this conversation with Osa and wouldn't mind that anyone overhears.
Sure.
He's just eager to talk because it's been so long.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
away.
please. Of course.
So what did you want to talk about? Hugging? Detachment?
Sort of. More that than the hugging. You know how much I've cared for you, right?
Absolutely.
This isn't easy. This was the hardest part of the process for me. But
The process of
What-
getting your airbending back?
yeah. Whatever we were or are or could have been, Bren, we can't be.
And how do you know this?
Well, for one thing, I had to separate myself so far from it to get my bending back. And I'm not in the same place I was. But also, you know as well as I do that something's coming for me. And I don't entirely understand what that thing is, but it is not fair or reasonable for me to expect you to hold on to me, to wait for me, to be with me through that. And it's not, it wouldn't be fair of you to expect me to skip or delay or to forego whatever my destiny might be for you.
Then neither of us have to expect anything. But we can still choose it.
And
I want to be with you. It doesn't matter if you have to face your destiny at some point. Until that moment comes, why does anything have to change?
It matters to me, Ren.
So just because you know that you might die sooner than other people, we can't have anything.
It's more complicated than that. You're oversimplifying it to make it sound worse than it is. The fact is that I have some connection to the spirit of rebirth, and he's in trouble. And I know that my destiny is wrapped up with him. And I don't know if me missing my destiny affects the avatar cycle. Does it affect life itself? Who gets hurt because I make the wrong decisions? And it's not about whether or not I want to be with you. I want to be with you, Ren. But if I'm with you, I won't choose Hawashu. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe you can't, but I think I
Ren,
can support your destiny
Ren,
and love you at the same time.
Ren, I'm not making a compromise with you. I'm telling you the decision that I've made.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ren can no longer look at Osa.
Justin, what?
I mean, I figured like something like this was going to happen. And I just want you to know that I won't try to get in the way of your destiny.
Thank you. It sounds like Ghost is going to say something else, but he doesn't say anything else.
Whereas like he's just looking forward incredibly awkwardly.
I feel like
Like where are we positioned en route?
Let's
If
say-
there's-
let's
if
just
there's
say
someone
that-
in between, Ren and Osa, that would be so awkward.
No, we said
Let's
that
not
we were
do
at the
that.
back.
No,
We did say we were at the back.
Yeah,
Don't worry
they're in
about
the back. It's
Rozik's
Osa
just
and Ren
burying
in the
himself
back.
in a crossword as much as possible.
Nah, yeah, I say Osa and Ren are in the back, but I really want Cheya to be like in the fifth, like middle seat. So like the closest to you. And if you weren't distracted by the conversation that you two just had, you would hear him say under his breath, "Coward."
And then Rosic says, "Who, me? What the heck, man?
Dude, I'm not tired. Shut up.
I'm just doing a crossword.
Oh, just doing a crossword.
No, you're doing great, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Doing a crossword that he made himself.
It's really so hard.
But he forgot like the answers as he was making it, so it's perfect.
I don't know how you're able to have
I
anything
want a
like
Rosic crossword. Those would be so off the wall. It's like the clues.
The clues do not match up to the answers.
Not at all. Not at all.
super
the part of
useful
the
material
crossword he
for
never
escaping from
understood.
prison. Shrimp.
Prawns.
Shrimp.
So who's sitting at the end? Is it? Yeah, at the
Like
very-
the back.
is it
Probably
Ren?
sounds like Ren.
I was assuming Ren.
Yeah.
Oh, so then Osa definitely heard Jay call him a coward.
Mm.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh,
wondering
God.
because if it was
That's
Osa,
fine.
then like I would want. Yeah, it doesn't matter because Osa's not sitting at the end. So we can move on.
Yeah, Rue whipped the back of his head or something with his
Doesn't matter. If he's not sitting at the end, you gotta move on.
tail.
Rue's a girl, damn.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Just her tail.
Alternate universe fan fiction at this point. Any other
It's a
conversations?
5-way
to have?
split in the timeline based on seating arrangements. Yeah. Love it.
It's like an episode of Community.
Community, yeah. Any conversations? Any more conversations you have on the way? Otherwise, all right.
I think Ren would be speechless for hours.
I'm sure
Oh.
you get to this island, and it's a very, very large island here in the Fire Nation. And when you land, it's like very green, lots of trees. And you land at the dead of night and start making your way to the center of the island, which is where the dragon said is their ancestral home. And it's very, very late at night now. You crest past this line of trees to find yourself face to face with this ginormous crater of magma and ash. There are hundreds of tents littering the like edges of this camp in this crescent formation. And at the end of it is this giant open cavern. You can kind of make out what looks like a single figure that is tied to a post about a few dozen yards away from all of the tents. And as you walk in and see this scene, you start hearing the sound of gongs and noisemakers. You start to see cracks forming along the lines of the ground as magma starts pouring forth, when a giant red dragon comes flying out of the cave and goes to go eat this person who is tied up to a post. And you think that they're gonna attack it before, but they let it happen as this dragon just chomps on whoever was tied to this post. And then a contingency of Fire Nation soldiers pour out of the tents to start attacking and taking us down. They are led by a big-bellied, like big white-bearded man in a general uniform. And you watch this battle between this ferocious red dragon and literally hundreds of Fire Nation soldiers. And you can tell very quickly that it's just a matter of attrition. Eventually, the dragon gets tired. And just as it's about to get tired, The general steps forward, and a large blast of fire comes from its face. And we pan back to your faces as you've just watched someone claim the name of Dragon Hunter. Dragon of the whatever he decides to call himself.
Jay starts going down the crater.
Yeah, I think we would hustle.
Rozak follows after, yeah.
I suggest we leave Rue behind, as helpful as she would be.
To be clear, Che is like landsliding down the crater. In no way is he hiding himself, and he did not wait for you guys.
Okay, let's go. That's the plan, I guess.
Nico tells Rue to fly as far away as possible. And to come back. She whispers in her ear when to come back.
Okay. Che is like landslide, so he's like, got a piece of land that he's riding down. But as he's going, he's bringing down as much of the side of the crater as he can with him to like create an avalanche for this like army.
Okay. As they all make their way down the crater and Shay's doing that, Osa, I'm going to pull out my glider and jump and like fly up over them and use airbending to whistle. So it's like super loud, super harsh, hopefully maybe burst a couple of eardrums, but alerts them that there's an airbender right here, right now.
Okay.
Ren's just surfing on a good-looking slab of rock.
We're
That's
just tumbling down.
I'll be there soon. Hot rod
Liko
style.
makes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Liko makes her way down much more gracefully than that.
For whatever it's worth, Justin, I don't know but I'm hoping that between the spectacle of the landslide and me being an airbender, that one, their attention is drawn away from the other four, but two, that they think that maybe this is the Avatar because there's rock stuff and air stuff all happening at the same time.
Oh, okay. Let me quick look at Shay. What is your intent? Unless it wasn't clear, you're not going to be able to bury like all these tents.
I figured, yeah.
Okay.
I am trying to disrupt as much as possible, and I have a specific goal. I guess I should just tell you.
I would love to know what that goal is. Yes.
Okay. I specifically want to challenge this quote unquote dragon to single combat.
Okay. All right. More single combat. Good stuff.
Specifically, I want to challenge him to an Agni-Kai.
Okay. Good stuff. Let me let's do some fun stuff here. Osa, why don't you trick for me?
I didn't realize Plan Avatar would show up like now.
Right now.
We said we had to use it, though. We just
Here it is.
Well, this isn't quite Plan Avatar. We're not making them think you're the Avatar yet.
That's true.
True.
This is just a precursor.
Okay.
Just that the Avatar might be here.
Yeah. So that's an 11.
Okay.
So I will say
That's a high number.
they act foolishly and overcommit.
Okay. They certainly do.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I will tell you what the extra opportunity is. They hear the whistle and they see a figure on an air glider up in the distance. And if you were down there, you would hear, that can't be the Avatar. There's no way we took out the airbenders. There's absolutely no way that's the Avatar. Mutterings throughout the crowd. If you don't mind, to give you this extra opportunity, I'm going to say you kind of like land kind of behind Che or like close to Che as Che is landing. So that way it kind of looks like Che is the one that was on the air glider. Because I think that'll give Che the opportunity to talk without being immediately attacked.
Sure.
Fair.
That makes sense, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Che, you land, and this entire Fire Nation army is staring at you wide-eyed. The general is just mad dogging you. What's this
I
then?
will. I will raise myself up and like a forward jutting, basically platform of earth, and I'll say, "You another fool who seeks to claim the title of dragon."
You can see I've already claimed it. I've killed a dragon.
You've killed a dragon? You and all of these people here? An empty title for a pathetic man. You're not a firebender. You spit flame. You spit heat and vitriol. But you don't bend fire. It bends you. And I will lower myself down, or I will jump off the jut, and I will use some of my pseudo firebending to sort of like look like I cushion my fall with flames.
Yeah.
And I'll land, stand up, and be like, "I challenge you to an Agni Kai for the title that you claimed, and we'll see if you actually earned it."
Oh, this feels like a push your luck to me.
That's fair.
Or maybe an intimidate. Let me look at this. No, let's intimidate. Let's intimidate.
Justin, about how many other people are here in this contingent?
Oh, easily 5-6 dozen. And you're guessing based on the size of and the amount of the tents, like probably more.
Yeah, just for continuity's sake, he had said hundreds were visible initially moving in on the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that. Thank you.
So if this goes badly, it goes very badly.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We got Che now, I'm sure.
You'll always figure it out.
That's my boy.
I would like to
that's
suggest
12.
for the record that Ren has probably not been noticed. There's a giant breaking caldera, avalanche of like volcanic rock, dust, and like this guy who looks like maybe the Avatar who elevated himself before speaking. So I'd like to like be like, oh, maybe I'll lay low.
No.
Yeah, if they think that Che was the one on the glider, have they noticed any of the rest of us really, or is it just kind of all eyes on Che?
I think right at this moment it's all eyes on Che. But I'm sure it'll come
I was
up.
gonna Can I just whisper to everybody else, like, get unseen, get prepared?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Totally. Yep.
Okay.
Che, you rolled a 12, you said?
I did.
All right. What option can they not choose?
Whew. I'm going to say they can't choose. They back down, but keep watch.
Okay. And what did you ask them to do?
I asked
Did
him
you ask them to
do an Agni Kai with me.
Okay.
I didn't challenge him.
You challenged him to an Agni Kai.
Yeah.
Will you please Agni Kai with me?
Hey, do you want to maybe, I don't know, Agni Kai with
Maybe a duel to the death, you know? If you're feeling it.
Well, death
you
duel?
know? Are you free right now to try to kill each other?
Oh, no, sorry. I've got an appointment right now. Come back. Let me check. Got an opening in like 2 hours.
Oh, actually, I'm busy later.
Okay.
Sorry.
How does Saturday the 13th look for you?
Okay, actually, we could do that.
Okay,
I'm trying
all
to
right.
plan an RPG
But only in the
session.
early afternoon.
Okay. Shoot. I've got brunch all the way up until.
Of course.
No, they canceled brunch.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Brunch is canceled. The Avatar died and brunch is canceled across the Four Nations.
The Avatar died and brunch is canceled.
no one eats brunch anymore. The entire 100 Years War, no one had brunch.
That's why everyone's so angry.
It's a period of mourning.
That's very important. No. This general looks at you and puts on his helmet. You think I'm foolish enough to Agni Kai against the Avatar? We killed the Avatar. I know you're not the Avatar. So, I'll give you an Agni Kai.
Good.
Ren's very quietly, like, behind the mound that Che rose up before speaking, and he's just like, is that good? Is this good? What's the plan?
If you lose, you'll be the next dessert.
He's gonna eat you.
That's why he's so big. He's just eating.
Stop eating people, man. Not good for you.
Okay. And if you lose, you'll leave this place in shame without the title that you desired so much.
Men, get the pit ready.
The pit.
And a bunch of the Firebender soldiers go over to this part of the camp. You can see that they've set up like an arena, a stadium, an Agni Kai space. You imagine in an area where there's all these Firebenders, Agni Kais must come up. Not all the time, but frequently enough that they need a space to have Agni Kais. I would love to hear how the rest of you are hiding.
Yeah.
And where you are. I would love some sort of a roll. Somebody's got a roll to hide. I don't want each of you to roll, but tell me what you're all doing to hide, and then we'll figure out who's going to roll for that.
Osa was going to jump back up over the ledge and just kind of be up out of sight there.
Okay.
Yeah. And Rozak is definitely he's like sneaking, like crouching behind whatever tents or rocks there are, and kind of like moving around as well to try to follow the scene. And so he's just sneaking throughout the camp, basically, trying to.
I'm staying up towards the outskirts of whatever the area that they're in, but I'm trying to find my way toward like water. If there's anything like jugs or anything like that, so I'd be closer.
Fountains.
What type of role would this be, Justin?
Probably is going to end up being a push your luck.
And push your luck requires
Passion.
Yep.
I did roll, and it's a good one. If we want to use mine, we don't have
I was going to defer to Osa because Osa kind of started playing the part of giving direction, whereas Ren did not have direction.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I rolled a natural 9, and I have a +1 on passion, so it's a 10.
Oh, dang. Okay. It is a 10.
Let's get stealthy.
There is a cost, but also a lucky opportunity. Is this a cost? Is this enough of a cost? I'll tell you what the lucky opportunity is. Rozak and Ren, as the two of you are like running around the camp trying to like stay unseen, you come across and Liko too, actually, all three of you will see this. You see like a cage, a prison, essentially like a temporary prison where they're holding a bunch of other people in them, probably to lure out more of these dragons. and you see someone inside that you recognize. You see your old pal, General Psychon, ex-General Psychon.
Are you serious?
God.
He's part of the lineup of people who are going to be fed to the dragons?
Leave him in the cage.
Let everyone else go, but like leave him in. I can't believe it. Oh my God. That dude is the worst. He is the worst.
I know we kind of gave you different headings on where we're kind of navigating the area, Justin. Did you want to give that reveal to just kind of all of us, just kind of over the course of a period of time while they're preparing the pit? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure Osa's none the wiser on it, but that's okay.
Correct.
Quick cut of the three of you each reacting to it separately. Like, wait, what the heck?
The cost is that. Oh man, I can't really think of a good cost. Can anyone think of
then?
The island begins to sink.
Because we were sneaking around on it.
It was just our bodies
That
just
doesn't
put
make
it
a
a
whole
little
lot of
bit
sense.
above the weight
that doesn't
threshold.
fit. No, that doesn't fit. If someone had rolled a miss, maybe, but
Not that
as
type of
just a
consequence.
cost.
Yeah.
A lion turtle appears.
No, that's too big.
If I had rolled a miss when I was messing with the caldera,
You're totally
then I
playing
could have
Winston
accidentally set off
Bishop
the
right
island.
now, Danny. These ideas are too grand. You gotta bring it down a little bit. You're
We
always
find
too
the
small or
cost.
too big.
The cost is Rozak cuts himself on a twig.
There you go. Okay, no.
Okay.
I will think of a cost. I will think of a cost.
I mean, one thing I thought of, Justin, I don't know if this, and this might only relate to Osa specifically. I don't know how, but I was thinking going up over the ledge for Osa to hide puts me too far away from Che if I wanted to do anything that made it look like he's airbending in the midst of the fight.
I mean that just kind of naturally makes sense to me already. But sure, we can codify that as the cost.
Because it's for sure something I was going to do.
Yeah, that is a huge cost because even though you claim to be the avatar and the general doesn't quite believe you, even if he is worried you might be the avatar, now Osa's too far away to airbend explicitly.
And Justin, I had a question as well. Throughout our sneakage through this camp, John, is the dragon's body ever visible to Rozak?
Yeah, it's just laying there.
Yeah. I think at some point Rozak will, when there's like an opening for him, he'll sneak up to the dragon.
Okay.
And it's dead, right?
Let's hold off on that.
Okay.
Let's hold off on that. I like that.
Sorry, just where's Che? Where are you for fatigue and conditions with Che?
Oh, I should have thought of that before I got in there.
Honestly, you all should have no fatigue.
Real quick,
left.
can I
I have
unmark?
one.
Wait, which one is the one that lets you?
You did
Clear.
travel here on Rue, so yeah, you can unmark your fatigue if you've done it.
My fatigue is
Okay.
clear,
Okay.
but I think I should get to clear
Were you
insecure
insecure?
because I have taken foolhardy action.
This
without
was
talking to
certainly
my
foolhardy.
companion.
I will. Yes, I will let you unmark insecure.
Wait, is that trouble drinks? It's insecure.
I love it. I love that you went ahead with this plan without even thinking. It's beautiful and wonderful, and I love it.
Brent does
I
not
think
love
I
it.
will also clear guilty by the end of this, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, and you were asking, Johnny. I was at 3 conditions, but now I'm
Okay.
at 2 conditions.
Okay,
Nice.
love it.
All right.
Love it.
The arena is cleared for the two of you. And this man throws off his Fire Nation coat and takes off his helmet and gets into a stance. And I'm assuming Che does as well.
No,
And
Che loosens himself up. He kind of rolls his neck a little bit, and then he just stands there staring at the guy waiting.
Let's get into an exchange. That's dope.
Oh man!
I like doing exchanges for these Agni Kais. It feels like tense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's better.
Wait, I want to add another firebending technique here.
No, he doesn't get any techniques. I say you should have each of us roll, and every 6 we roll, you get rid of one of the general techniques.
Not gonna do that.
Okay.
5. Every 5 we roll, you get
Every
rid of
5
one
we
of
roll.
this.
The
We gotta
same
find
exact
the right
odds.
number for
Literally
Justin
the same
to
exact
agree.
odds.
I got a 5. Give me a 4. Give me a 4.
Give me a foul. Give me a foul.
Nate. Oh, sorry. I want to advance
What
an
is-
attack. I rolled an 8.
You're advancing and attacking. Okay. I need to
sorry.
choose what he is going to do first. He is also going to advance and attack, so you get to go first.
Oh, cool. I am going to smash, and I'm going to use it very literally. Che goes from his basically just standing position. He raises both arms above his head, and I just smash down, and I try to awaken the volcano as much as I can.
Oh, that's fun.
Like,
Oh, that's
activate the
real
lava
fun.
flows a bit.
Yep.
Flood the field.
Yep.
Oh, no.
That's
Just
real. That's real fun. I love that a lot. Go ahead and mark that fatigue.
I will do that.
And I will say that he is impaired. He is impaired for the moment. Why does he not have that status on him? Let me add it. Okay. He is impaired. Alrighty. He is going to toss these. Well, first off, let's just say this. You do it, and the ground starts rumbling, and cracks start forming in the ground as now littering this field are now a bunch of like lines of magma surrounding these two combatants facing off against each other. And he hurls 2 firebolts at you. That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want to do. It's just going to be a standard strike. He's just kind of feeling you out. He just tosses a couple fireballs at you. I'm going to mark a couple fatigue here.
So to be clear, Justin, he has just witnessed
Yeah.
Che earthbend, right?
It wouldn't necessarily come to him because of the magma. He might just think that
Also, as
fire
far
was
as
called
we
forth.
know, he still thinks Che is the Avatar, so him
That's
earthbending
true.
is not unreasonable.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, I get that. I'm just saying this is evidence in favor of the Avatar thing because the guy kind of said that it was a ruse and that's why he was taking him on.
you did roll trick, and he does
So I'm just
believe
wondering
that
if we
he's
get
the
a little
Avatar.
bit of a reaction.
He's,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
he's cautious. You tricked him, and one of the things chosen was they're deceived for some time. So he thinks you're the Avatar, but he's smart enough to know also that the Fire Lord is pretty confident they killed the Avatar. So the chances of the Avatar being here are slim, even if he's cautious
Sure.
right now.
So he's conflicted, but we just gave him some evidence.
He's
Okay.
conflicted. He's conflicted.
Cool.
And
I have a-
sure, so then, yeah, his face kind of like tightens up a little bit. And that's when he like throws these fireballs at Che. I'm going to mark 2 fatigue, and I will let you choose whether to mark a condition. Sorry, I'm going to mark 1 fatigue. You can choose to, wait. Oh my God.
Wait, why would you mark a fatigue?
So out of it right now.
Yeah,
I'm
if you
not
mark
going
fatigue,
to mark fatigue.
you get to decide. Okay.
I have to reiterate how dehydrated I am right now.
Just keep
Again.
pounding water, buddy.
Keep
I've
that
been.
raid, man.
I've been.
Gonna get
I
you
will
that
let you
jelly.
choose whether to mark 2 fatigue, a condition, or shift your balance away from center.
I will remark troubled.
Okay.
Or no, wait, no, I'm insecure. Or no, wait, no, I don't want to mark. Sorry. I'm off,
Okay.
I'm off one.
All right. Okay.
I will mark angry.
Okay.
Justin,
Yes.
in between exchanges,
I
as
was
I'm-
going to get to that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I was going to get to in between exchanges because Danny wanted to do something too. But yes, what do you want to do?
I want to ask a question. As I'm surveying this situation, how much does it look like the vision that I had?
That's a great question. The thing about spirit visions is that
They suck.
they're intentionally vague.
Yeah, because I'm already.
Sometimes it shows up exactly how it did in the vision. Sometimes it's elements of it. So maybe the magma flowing through makes you think of that. Or
because I'm wondering, I'm already kind of assuming that the dragon I saw breathing fire on Ren is this man and not a literal dragon that we're here to try to help. But I'm wondering if the geographical location looks similar to the crevice I saw.
Correct. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yep. Rozak, why don't you you want to sneak up to the dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Give me a push your luck.
Fine. What is that? What's push your luck?
Passion?
It's a move.
Passion.
All right. That is a 7.
Okay.
Better than 6.
This is better than 6.
Oh, man. What is your intent?
He wants to... Well, so basically as he's sneaking, the dragon catches his eye, and he mostly just wants to check on it and just, it's basically it now.
Here's what it costs you to scrape by. You do it. So you sneak up quietly to it. It is still barely holding on to life. If you can find some way to heal it right now, which I don't know if you've got that ability, but very quickly, if you could find some way to address this dragon, you might be able to stop it from dying. But there is a Agni Kai happening and hundreds of Fire Nation soldiers.
And Liko is probably nowhere nearby.
And you don't see Liko.
Yeah. I think
it looks at you with this pained look in its eye. Breathing heavy.
Rozak puts his hand on the dragon, and I mean, as Rozak's looking into the eye of this dragon, a tear begins to fall down Rozak's own eye. Can he see the wound?
Yeah, you can. There's a giant gash along its stomach.
Oh, I mean, it's a burn wound, so I feel like cauterizing it won't make sense. I think Rozak
just keeps looking at the cave, trying to move its eye to the cave.
The cave?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, what cave is this?
The cave that it came from.
The cave it came out of.
The cave that it came from, okay.
Yeah.
All right, something in that cave. I think Rozak will kind of accept that there's nothing he can do and just sort of stay with the dragon, with his hand on him. And as the dragon finally passes, Rozak just becomes filled with this immense amount of anger. This is the source of Rozak's being, kind of his firebending just sort of got plucked from this world, and he is pissed. And then
why don't you go ahead and mark angry if you're not already?
Yeah, all right, I was thinking about that. Yeah,
The Launcher Brothers are angry.
And then he'll stay there a moment, and his hand leaves the dragon, and he will make his way to that cave.
Okay, we'll cut back to the exchange before we figure that out. Unless there's something anyone else wants to do in between exchanges.
Johnny?
I'd like to say something.
Sure, please.
It's going to be the start of the exchange. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chase stands. He the firebolts. He doesn't even really like move to stop them. He just lets them slap into him and sort of like burn off some of his clothes.
Yeah,
maybe sear his flesh a little bit, and he just. My entire life, I wanted to be one of you. I aspire to be one of you. And I am one of you. I will always be of the Fire Nation. I'll never be a firebender. I'll never see if the Fire Nation is home. But the legacy of death that you have created and passed on to all of us is something that I'm going to have to deal with. But if I can do anything, I can keep you from spreading it a little bit further. And I will unlock my moment of balance. And I will magma bend a full-size dragon out from the vents of the lava that I had opened. Like an actual, like, fully animated lava dragon.
Oh, thank God.
And breathe fire on Ren.
You cheeky mother effer.
Using your moment of balance.
Is...
I went into this with a plan, my friends.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, man, this is not good. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And that dragon, he has it tower over this general, and he is cowering beneath a fully made out of lava dragon, and it coils around him, and it is about to smash down onto him, like consume him between its own coils, and it all freezes into stone.
And everyone hears, the Avatar's back. The Avatar's back. We have to go. The Avatar's back. No one can bend fire and stone at the same time. And the general is just terrified, staring up at this stone dragon now surrounding him. Scattermen! And everyone, there's just chaos as everyone is just running.
That's still my moment of balance. Che will try to extract. Well, I mean, he'll look around as he sees his friends.
Oh man,
I
why
think...
don't you?
Okay.
I mean, you tell me what Osa's doing. There is chaos right now.
Yeah,
I imagine it'd be difficult to find them.
Well, Osa's up on the ridge. I was gonna like step forward and stand up once Che does all this. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
It seems like something bigger is about to happen. So let's.
You see Osa up on the ledge. You don't see Ren and Liko. We'll find out what they're doing in a second.
I also reach through the lava and try to see if I can feel the same thing I felt in the other volcano.
I will let your moment of balance ride, as it were.
Thank you.
What is that feeling?
It's awesome. That's what that feeling
is. Oh, okay. You got the awesome tingles?
Getting the awesome tingles.
You do. You feel maybe it's somewhere inside of that cave. You feel the presence of a handful, just a couple, maybe 4 or 5 other dragons.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to hold off on my original plan. And I will sort of like a parting sea kind of thing, like just make a path of like lava and like stone to the cave that I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make my way there. And hopefully that is a clear enough indication of where I'm going to my friends that they just follow.
Yeah. Ren and Liko, what are you doing as this chaos erupts?
As the fight started, Ren emerged like with all the spectators in a Fire Nation uniform from one of the tents. and was like trying to slowly make his way to the front and just like trying to scramble to think of something to do if this goes south. And so he's just slowly kind of working his way and giving people the nod and being like, "Flameo, hot man, Flameo."
Flameo.
Very good. Just let me pass. Get a little closer here, get a better view. And so he was just working his way to the front when all this happened, and he was super relieved. And strangely enough, when the command was issued to scatter, he also scattered. I think he just got caught up in the moment of being a Fire Nation soldier.
Fire Nation soldier.
So he's just scattering right
You're
now.
method acting.
Yeah. What about you, Liko?
He's method.
What are you doing?
Did I ever find anything like with water nearby?
No, not really. So the only water you really
So they're
have is
just
your
there,
pouch.
just dehydrated too?
Okay, you're right. They probably have water to drink. So there are
Big old pots of water.
big old pots of
Okay,
water. Good point. Yeah, you pass by some soldiers and then like, man, I'm so thirsty. Haven't drinking in like weeks.
Thirsty all the time. I've been drinking water in weeks.
Okay.
They're just actually just not alive.
Did anybody?
No, there's pots of water.
Has anyone seen me?
I don't think so, and especially now that there's chaos
Okay, and how many people are going after Che?
and no one.
No one. So they're just watching? What's going on with this chaos? They're running around? What is...
They're running away. They're trying to pack up their stuff and get out of there.
Oh. I don't do anything then.
Okay,
I'll go.
great.
And I think as well as Rose, he starts off sneaking to the cave, not even really paying attention to the Agni Kai. But as chaos ensues, without averting his gaze from the cave, he just stands up and starts sprinting to the cave. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
now it doesn't matter if I'm seen. Let's go."
Yeah, yeah,
You said there's hundreds of them.
yeah.
Are they? Is there like a central sort of like causeway out of the crater? And
Yeah.
Are they all making their way toward that?
They're trying to. Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
You will do it.
As they start running and I see them heading that way, I'm gonna go to the entrance.
Okay.
And like I'm assuming that a large number of them arrive kind of all at once.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Tremble Before Me. And
Okay.
as they get here, I don't want them to
Jesus, you guys
really
are terrifying these.
This group is really taking off.
They deserve it.
Yeah, I don't really want to see them I don't really want them to see me as me at all. Like I want to like do this kind of before they arrive so they see me in like my full otherworldly aspect. And I just like I'll use airbending even to like make my voice like boom kind of across the whole of the island. And I will just I say to them, "You must never return to this place."
Okay. I think you get to it's as if you rolled a
This is rolled 10 plus, on Intimidate.
Yep. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's Tremble for me. Okay, here it is.
Yeah. So they can't attack me. That's the one I choose.
Okay. I think they look at this and you hear like there are two avatars. No, what is just how what? Yes, of course. We will never come back here again.
And I'll jump and kind of glide out of the way.
And you see them continue just past out of the entrance of this caldera.
Actually, if it's possible, I'd like to change what I do.
Please.
I feel like Liko would want. She'd want to make someone pay for what's going on because of her principles, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'd like to use my bending to, I guess, create enough put the water into the ground so that way it creates mud and they kind of get stuck in it. Or they can't, like, it gets really hard to move around.
I will say that one of the people that was not able to run around was this general that Che was fighting, because he is trapped under this stone dragon that Che made.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to mess up
So if you want...
what Che's doing.
Well, Che's gone. Che's already left.
Oh, he did?
Che went for the cave.
Made a beeline for a cave,
I thought that was...
hoping that we'd all follow and see. Or follow
There's
eventually.
both Che and Rozak are about to go to the cave.
But the general can't move at all because of what Che did.
Yeah. He's just kind of trapped under this stone dragon.
Does Liko possibly have access to him at all?
Oh, I love this. So yes.
I think we all know where this is going.
Oh, no.
Oh
Liko,
no.
Yes.
instead of trapping all these other guys and getting them stuck in mud or whatever, I think you should make her way to the general. Look, like, off to her side to see if any of the group can see her.
You don't see anyone watching you.
I'm either gonna have to test my luck or rely on my skills and training. But I'm gonna do bloodbending one more time.
Jesus Christ.
It's nighttime.
What is your intent?
Pain.
To bend his blood, Justin.
I've been paying possible.
Matt, what do you want to get him to do?
Just to tickle him.
The Macarena.
I don't even think Liko wants anything.
I want him to scream.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, she wants him to like scream in pain. She wants to cause, like, she doesn't. She's already trapped. Everyone's already running around. There's nothing more that she could do to stop her movement. But she wants someone to pay for all these dragons being killed off and stuff like that.
Y'all are terrifying.
All right, how about this? How about this? Okay,
Oh, this is
I'll let
great.
you guys choose.
Don't change it. Don't change it.
No, it's good. It's so
or
good.
she calls him Rue to kill him.
No,
What do
do
you
the
wanna
blood
do?
bending.
I like the
What do
blood
you wanna
bending.
do?
Do the blood bending. Do the blood bending.
Danny
what you wanna
is
do.
voting hard for bloodbending.
Do the
But I think
bloodbending.
we all vote for whatever Monroe wants.
Oh yeah.
No, I
Do
vote
what
for
you
blood
want,
bending.
but do the blood bending.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do the blood bending.
Okay, we're being honest. It's bloodbending.
Why don't you go ahead and push your luck?
Oh, that looks like an 11 to me, Justin.
Got a 4.
Oh,
Don't look at Foundry. Justin, don't look at Foundry. It was an 11. Oh my god.
The general bends Liko's
He's
blood.
gone mad.
In general, I turn it back on you.
He just starts bloodbending.
bending.
No, I'm the avatar. It's starting to get a little redundant. There's too many avatars.
There's too many avatars.
It's too many avatars.
If
Everyone's
everyone's
the
the
avatar,
avatar,
too many
then
avatars.
no one's the avatar.
Yeah, he may be the last airbender, but he's certainly not the only avatar.
Oh man. There's so many good options.
Pick one.
I know. All right, here's Johnny. Liko, you reach your hands out and contort them, and you see this general going, What do you as his body is contorted by you bloodbending him, screaming in pain. And that moment passes, and you look to the side, and in the cages of the prisoners that these Fire Nation soldiers had, General Saikon is just staring at you.
So she's successfully bloodbending.
Hurt this man, yes. There is a witness.
She stares right back at him. He doesn't stop. Like, doesn't stop the blood.
I understand.
Blood bending with eye contact. Ooh.
Looking at someone else though.
Okay, but realistically, how long does that guy stand there? Because if I saw that, and then someone
He's
made
in a
contact with
cage.
me,
He's in a cage.
Oh.
He ain't
Oh,
going
okay.
nowhere unless they let him out, which they won't because
Can't-
they're scrambling to leave right now. So he's just going to be left behind.
Well, I was actually going to ask because I want Osa to find the cage.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. If you're moving around, maybe at some point the Liko has let this man go, and is maybe. Do you follow after Che, Liko, or do you go somewhere else?
Well, I was gonna make my way towards, him, but then I guess what I could
You
do
can
is
do
that I
that.
can make my way towards him, and then I can pass on the baton to Osa. So I see Osa approaching him, and then I decide to.
Oh yeah. I like that. Sure, I like that. Yeah. As you make your way, you see Osa coming as well.
And then I decide to catch up with
I think
Jay.
Ren would try to interrupt and intercept you, Liko.
But Ren didn't see this, right? Ren didn't see the bloodbending?
No. I mean, Ren was scrambling with everyone else, but I mean, that can't go on for very long before he realizes, like, I do not need to scatter.
Okay.
It's true. Yeah.
So I think that not having seen what you did, Ren would approach you in a Fire Nation uniform, and with his wits now about him, would say, Liko, have you looked at the dragon? Is it possible that you could, I don't know, heal it?
What dragon?
Oh, the dragon that
No,
was...
I know. I'm at me is asking, what dragon? Where is he?
Are you talking about the large dragon that's behind all of us that was just attacked?
Well, I mean, yeah, because I thought that was
Okay.
dead. Unless you're talking about another one. I don't know about.
I think she's asking what dragon needs healing because there's a dead dragon.
I understand now.
Yeah.
It just took me a bit to put that together.
He's just so in the mind of a Fire Nation soldier.
No, Liko, I think it's alive. It's heaving.
She looks at the cave, and then she looks at Ren, and she goes, "Okay, hey, take me to the dragon."
I'll grab water.
Sounds good.
Osa, as you get to the cage, you see. Actually, I don't think you would know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Saikon was there.
Well, no,
Oh,
you-
Saikon was there. Yeah.
You would just,
Yes, he would.
yeah, you just never experienced our interaction with him in
Post in Bossing Say, where he was on your side.
Yeah, and he wouldn't recognize me now.
And he wouldn't recognize you. It's like you're not an airbender. Let me out. I mean, you're not a firebender. Let me out. Let me out.
He is in fact an
You're not with them.
Why are you in here?
They were going to. I deserted. They were going to feed me to the dragon.
Why did you desert, Saikon?
How do you know my name?
Answer the question.
I was betrayed. I was betrayed by another Fire Nation general, Now Zhao, and I fled. I left, and I went back to Bossing Say, and I took him down. I helped take him down. Please let me out.
What do you feel about your part in the Air Nation genocide? What you did at the Southern Air Temple? What your daughter did at the Southern Air Temple?
Who are you?
Answer the question, Saikon.
I did what was commanded of me.
That's not an excuse, and that doesn't answer my question. What do you feel about it?
What do you expect me to say? That I enjoyed murdering all of those children and the men and the women, some just as old as my daughter?
Did you?
No,
Do you feel remorse?
I am trying to atone. It is slow, but I am trying.
I wish you could suss him out.
Are there like keys somewhere nearby?
There's a... Yes. Nick just made the joke, not just the Airbender men, but the Airbender women and the Airbender children too.
And Airbender men, women, and children was all one word.
Yeah.
It's a Preacher's reference.
Yes. There are keys to the side. Yeah.
I unlock the cage and I hold out my hand to keep Saikon in, but like gesture everyone else to get out.
And the others prisoners look around at you and then run. What are you doing?
I pull the cage shut with both of us inside.
What is happening right? How do you know any of this about me?
My name is Osa Tenguin. You killed my family, and I killed your daughter.
In a guttural scream, he lunges at you.
I sidestep and I get him in like a headlock.
Yep.
And
why don't you rely on your skills and training?
Cage match.
Okay, this could go okay.
Bullseye is ready.
Focus. That is a 7.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter what I added to it because I rolled a 7. That's a 0 for focus. But anyway.
You potentially might stumble a little bit. You can feel yourself stumbling a little bit, and you can see the trajectory will like knock the keys out and lock both of you in here if you don't mark a fatigue to stop yourself from stumbling.
I'll mark it.
Okay. You sidestep him and get him in this headlock, and he's let me go. You have to pay.
I already paid with my life. Were you serious about atoning for what you've done?
He starts breaking down in your arms. My fire lily was taken from me. And I can't imagine having all of your people taken from you.
I let go of him. No, you can't. And I hope no one else on Earth ever experiences what the Airbenders did. But if you're serious about atoning, then you can go.
And he stands up and stares at you. And there's this tense moment between the two of you as you're just staring at each other. He puts his hands together and he bows and makes his way towards the cage.
Yeah, I don't do anything to stop him.
And as he gets out of the cage, he starts to walk away and he turns around. Where do I go? What would you do if you were me?
There's a man in Omashu. His name is Toko. He can show you how to live.
And he bows again. You will carry your culture forward. I'm sorry. And he leaves.
I start making my way toward the cave.
And timey-wimey stuff. I think the two people that make their way to the cave entrance first are the Launcher brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Seems maybe reasonable.
Yeah, Rozak, you were there for just a moment, but you hear quickly behind you the sound of Che like coming up on your heels.
Mm-hmm. And Che, as you see Rozak, there are like tears in his eyes, but he's not really focused on you. He's focused on what's in this cave, like looking around.
Easy, Rozak. There are several dragons down here. He puts a hand on your shoulder.
And Rosa kind of just like ignores it. He's still like looking around in the cave. He lights a flame up in his hand to see better if it's dark in here.
You can see better with the flame.
Mm-hmm.
Che gets down on his knees and fully, face in the ground, bows, and uses like the earth to sort of reverberate what he's saying. And he says, "We are here to bring you to safety. We were sent by a friend. We mean you no harm."
Why don't you plead?
You know, I'm not good at that, Justin. I believe that is an 8 minus 1, so 7.
Okay.
I wish I could help him times 3.
Extreme
5.
exertion.
It's still a hit. It's a weak hit, but it's a hit. You just hear like reverberating and echoing throughout the cave walls, both of you. Sons of the dragons, how do we know that we can trust you? Kind has been hunted now. Our population decimated. Why will you not do the same?
Che, you can see my hands like grip the earth that he has them against. He's still fully like prostrated, like completely bent over, and he just grips the earth between them and crushes it. He says, "Our siblings have lost their way, but we have not forgotten who taught us to bend flame to our will."
And you hear a rumbling coming from the back of the cave. And we're going to cut just for a moment to Ren and Liko as they run up to the dragon.
Do you think you
Ren
can help
and Liko,
it?
I run up to the dragon, and Justin, what do I see?
You see this giant red dragon, its eyes lulled open, no longer breathing.
No.
I put my hands up to its like chest to see if I can feel a pull.
Where once the pulse of magma and fire itself coursed through its veins, you feel nothing.
Justin, is there anything that could spark an electrical charge nearby? Anything?
Maybe if Rose like learns the lightning bend.
There's an outlet without a GFI
like,
switch. Like
you can still charge. I don't know. Like lightning is still in nature.
Is there a
so is there
potato?
anything that can charge natural electrical charge without the obvious man thing? Anything?
I can't see why there would be. You know, maybe if one of you is a lightning bender, maybe.
All right, because like Liko was trying to think of ways to spark some sort of electrical charge to restart or anything.
Yeah.
And then since there's nothing, she just looks at Ren and says, I think we're too late.
Ren drops his bucket of water. Not the one you gave me, Danny.
Oh, I thought you had it this entire time.
No, I
like,
grabbed water on the way over to the dragon. I'm not carrying this thing the whole time.
You're like, I don't need it anymore. The dragon's dead. He's not gonna breathe fire on me.
Yeah, we can put that in the fanfic. That is hilarious.
oh my god.
So Ren
Oh my god.
says, "Thank you for trying. I guess let's go find them."
But just so we're clear, Justin, there isn't anything that even a healer can do once the once whoever the creature has passed, right?
No.
No, not unless the dragon makes a deal with Hawashu.
Yeah.
Or their Katara.
Or their
Katara.
Katara resurrected somebody? I forgot.
A little bit.
That was with spirit water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got spirit water? Sorry.
Yeah, we just have Dasani and like Aquafina.
As Ren and Liko, the two of you are in this sad scene, you feel the ground rumbling beneath you.
Is that
And
good?
as you ask that question, out of the mouth of the cave, a giant blue and a giant green dragon soar into the sky and begin dancing around each other.
Ren changes out of his Fire Nation uniform. Just quickly dressing down in front of you, Liko. Sorry.
Okay. That's a smart move. Like she's getting like the clothes like
Yeah, it just seems like a
back on her face.
clothes getting thrown in your face.
At first, Liko was just super confused because it just looked like Ren was taking off his clothes at the sight of these dragons.
All right, I'm upset too, but this is
like,
kind of
okay,
a
that's
weird
cool.
reaction to me.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
All right, we all deal with grief in a different way, I guess.
Just
You know?
fish shots, just dragons dancing, and Ren's taking off his clothes and throwing them at me.
Ren, once you get your clothes back on, you're staring up at this sight, and it is one of the most majestic things that any of you have ever seen. Oh, so you've just let one of the people responsible for killing everybody that you love go, having taken revenge on his own daughter. And you see these two dragons burst out of the cave entrance and begin dancing around one another. And despite how much pain all of you have gone through, watching this, you can't help but feel that there is still some sense of beauty in this world to protect, to cherish. And we will see you next week.
Nice to.
That was a fun episode.
I think
It's
so.
pretty good.
That was fun stuff. That was not at all where I was expecting any of it to go, but I love that. That was wonderful.
The team is a hyper
Marked another challenge to single combat off the list. Yeah.
There you go. Well,
That's the last time I'm doing that, guys. I'm sorry. I keep doing that.
You better promise.
Thank you.
No more Agni Kais.
I'm sure it'll happen again.
The rest of the season's just Shay, one Agnikai after another.
It's nonstop.
Every person who could be
across the four nations.
All of you to 20 Agni Kais.
any person who could reasonably be construed as an antagonist in any way, Agnikai.
You
Just keeps working.
You get an Agni Kai.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Flying Bison Podcast. We hope you enjoyed exploring the four nations with us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
The Flying Bison Podcast is an independent podcast. If you feel like directly supporting the show, please check out our Patreon. While the Flying Bison Podcast seeks to emulate the tone of Avatar: The Last Airbender, this is an improv tabletop role-playing game, and the actors may briefly depict scenes with more mature story elements. Avatar Legends is developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Senbei, and outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Cate and Matthew Mahnke. You can find more of their work at comican.com. Link in the show notes.